Hello once again and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host Prince Magnum and welcome once again to another sobriety birthday with the Prince Magnum channel. 13 years of continuous sobriety. We are counting down right now. We've got like 15 minutes, so this is a great time for a Q&A. This is a great time for all of you to, ask the questions about sobriety or anything else that goes on here on the Prince Magnum channel. We're also going to be talking about some major changes that are coming up here on the channel. We're retooling and doing some really awesome stuff. So this is now the time for you all to see these changes as they are happening, okay? You might have even noticed the way that we kind of opened in. This is really exciting stuff for me. We have a new tech guy, CMN John. Him and I will be working together on both of our channels, along with Princess Faye doing some amazing artwork and just, a lot of stuff happening here on the Prince Magnum channel right now as we speak. This is just exciting stuff for everyone. I'm excited. I hope you all are excited, okay? And I couldn't think of a better time than on, coming up on 13 years of continuous sobriety as the clock is counting down. And believe me when I say I'm probably just as excited as, well, I believe everybody's as excited as me. I know,
Definitely.
Definitely. Right over here, right next, there you go.
Hello.
Right over here, this is CMN John. He runs SketchSquadTV, does a lot of gaming streams and just things like that. Really exciting gentleman. And, of course, to have him involved with the Prince Magnum channel, you can actually see the overlay at the bottom. We have the Maverick Nation logo thing going on. This is really exciting stuff to be able to do that here on the Prince Magnum channel. We finally got some cool stuff going on.
While we're already cool before.
Well, it was really cool, before, but now it just took it up to a really chilly factor, if you will. But here's the thing. We didn't want to overwhelm you with a lot of the changes that are happening all at once. But, this is a great chance for you all to start seeing some of these things happen as it happens. The other night we did a live stream where, it was a gaming live stream and it was a lot of fun. We're doing a lot of really awesome gaming stuff right now. And for those that don't know, the Prince Magnum channel now is involved with the Children's Miracle Network, sick children and, doing gaming and bringing the Prince Magnum channel's DIY content to those sick kids, because hopefully the day will come when they can get out of bed and start. The DIY stuff will be there, but then at the same time, the retro gaming stuff that we're doing will be there while they're sick in bed. So we can bring retro gaming, and then when they get well enough to get out of bed and, start carrying on with life, they'll have the DIY stuff right there ready and available. So to also go along with that, CMN John has also hooked us up as now members of Extra Life, I think is, Extra Life.
See the link below after we finish the video, bringing all that stuff here, bringing it to fruition, and helping people develop their own live streams, getting people involved with it, and doing something good while you're streaming, bringing all the content, not just gaming, but DIY stuff, how to stream from your smartphone, playing music, art, things that are, accomplishments of individuals that it should be celebrated and talked about.
So that, there you go. And again, I'm going to say this right now up front. CMN John, when he starts talking all the tech stuff and everything, y'all know me. Unless it comes with a screwdriver, unless I could take a screwdriver to it, I'm pretty much at a loss. I mean, straight up honest. And he talks a lot of tech stuff. He does a lot of smartphone development, and he's even been working with mine a little bit here and there, and just doing some really neat stuff that I just did not know you could do with a smartphone.
In fact, that's what we're doing right now. He didn't even have a hotspot on his phone, but I developed one on his system, so that way we could actually come to you guys through the OBS studio broadcast.
Yeah, so this is really exciting stuff for me. Along with all of this stuff that we're doing, again, the Prince Magnum channel is really focusing a great deal on trying to reach out to sick children. Being a father of 5 and everything, this has been like a serious main focus for me, trying to reach out and help in the community. So this is exciting stuff for me. And again, let me say right now, we didn't want to overwhelm all of you all at once with this sort of stuff, because let's face facts. The Prince Magnum channel, many of our subscribers, the Maverick Nation, that's some of you have been with us pretty much from the word go. Without a question, this might all, we didn't want to overwhelm y'all at once, but you guys are going to see some really neat stuff. And again, I'm just as I'm a kid in a candy shop right now. Seeing all of this. I'm actually looking at myself on a computer and not on a little cell phone, trying to live stream to y'all. This is exciting. 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
Cool development. Anybody who wants to take advantage of that, feel free to reach out to us and hop in the Discord. It's discord.me/SketchSquadTV. We'll rally there. We got a Prince Magnum channel in there for anyone to talk or voice chat with each other. We're sponsored by Discord as well, so that way we can communicate and bridge that gap there. If anybody wants to set up their smartphones to do this, or sign up for Extra Life to game for or do whatever, I turned it into do whatever you want DIY for kids. And it's a cool thing because it's kind of like a game to all of us. Like,
right.
That's a fun thing to do. I like playing with cars. I like playing with smartphones and then playing with other people to help them bridge that gap.
Exactly. And of course, obviously, the hot rodding stuff will always be a staple here on the Prince Magnum channel, and romance will always be a staple here on the Prince Magnum channel. Those things will never go away. That's what we're known for. That's what we're going to continue to do. And because, and as usual, because this is a talk about sobriety, that's why the shades have to come back on as respect to Alcoholics Anonymous. Along with all of this really awesome stuff just happening here on the channel, obviously this is just, like I said, I'm really excited about all of this. We are getting into more and more exciting avenues and things like that. This is just the tip of the iceberg right now. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Again, if you're new to the Prince Magnum channel, we worked pretty primitively. Matter of fact, we're actually in the process of digitally remastering some of our old videos. We're obviously going to leave up the old videos, but we're going to put up the digitally remastered to really have some fun with it, so you all can see that. And again, you're seeing the amazing new change.
Taking that into consideration, definitely sign up for extra-life.org. If you have a hobby you like to do, you like to put together model cars, you like to cook,
Damn it,
what
John
do
just
you
got
do?
to sample some of my cooking yesterday.
Oh, by the way, that was really good. I filled me up, man. I feel so good after I ate that. Yes, it does.
And
give me the energy I needed.
And of course, the cooking is the mainstay. Right on, ironically enough, is right on Surviving Romance, the DIY for husbands to keep the romance alive and well in relationships.
I find that very revolutionary. It's very cool that that he does that. Kind of like marital counseling, but as you,
I wouldn't even really put it as marriage counseling. I think a lot of it's just common sense stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, sometimes common sense is sometimes forgotten.
Some things that people forget, right?
Don't always think about,
I probably could have used a lot of the aspects and avenues that he's mentioning in my relationships. maybe why they have failed.
Well, you know, these things happen. These things happen. Again, the chat box is open, so if anybody joins, you are welcome to ask me any question that you like, obviously within reason. You know, you know, again, this is just really exciting. We're counting down again, 5 minutes till midnight. At midnight, it will be official. I will no longer be able to say I'm 12 years sober. I'll be able to say that I'm 13 years without a drink or a drug as a sober member of Alcoholics Anonymous. And again, I want to thank not just AA, but friends and, you know, the friends, you know, and the Maverick Nation, you know, for, you know, really just, you know, being such a major, important part of my sobriety. I mean, you guys are the ones that give me the support day in, day out, to, you know, to kind of, you know, at day's end.
4 minutes.
Thank you, dear. At day's end, you know, you guys are the ones that are there for me and, you know, telling me to keep going and do the next right thing. And, you know, I firmly believe that my higher power speaks through every last one of you. You guys may not know who my higher power is, but I believe you're all acquainted with. And I want to thank all the members of the Maverick Nation for, you know, being such a major support in my sobriety. Because also at day's end, my sobriety doesn't really belong to me; it belongs to everyone. You know, so you guys it just may add more pieces to the collage of my sobriety, if you will.
3 minutes.
You know, thank you, dear. And over here, right next to me, is Princess Faye.
She's not on camera? Okay.
She's not a camera.
It's not happening.
I
don't want to be recognized.
You know, and she likes to work behind the scenes here on the Prince Magnum channel. Real quick, while we're on the countdown to the big moment, the Prince Magnum channel, very soon we're going to be finalizing. The Prince Magnum channel has merch.
Yeah.
That's
Hats,
crazy.
hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, iPhone cases.
I didn't know hoodies. We got hoodies.
You can check that out. Teespring, tpublic.com/ScarSketch, or excuse me, tpublic.com/user/ScarSketch or SketchSquadTV. You can find that link in the Show More button as well below it in this channel.
Yeah, and Princess Faye has to finalize the final on the merch.
The outcome and production of the art.
And of course, there'll be from what she'll be finalizing, but the gist of it, we're going to have the logo that you actually see right there at the bottom of the screen, and of course, she'll be choosing all the colors, and you'll also be able to, you know, it'll say something to the effect of "We are the Maverick Nation," and of course, a picture that of Project Spirit probably coming through like a portal. But Princess Faye will have the final say.
My promises I can't keep.
You'll have the final say on how that looks. But if you always wanted a picture to have a T-shirt with Project Spirit on, you'll be able to have that. So,
regardless of what's decided, it will look cool.
Yes, it'll be.
I promise.
Yes. Could you hand me my coffee mug, honey?
Hopefully, I'll be able to help with that and kind of like bringing to fruition what her ideas are and helping bridge that gap with some of the technology that you see on SketchSquadTV and on here on Prince Magnum Maverick Nation. That way we can kind of get her ideas across and bring those outcomes for you guys. That way, you know, you guys can support the Maverick Nation in those ways.
And of course, we still have the Patreon account where you can donate directly to the Prince Magnum channel. Really exciting stuff there. Again, every dime goes right back into Project Spirit and Project Lena, which later on we need to look at that cool little music video of Project Lena. You know, the Project Lena Unleashed. Ooh, there's been some of you out there in the Maverick Nation been asking.
I think it's time to get back on track to why we're actually here today, because in less than 30 seconds.
This is the big moment.
Oh, midnight.
I don't have any like balloons or anything, but whoa, yeah!
Yay.
High five, dude.
13 years of continuous sobriety right now. This is just exciting, folks. Let me say right now, you know, again, I couldn't have done it without AA. I couldn't have done it without all of you. You know, this is a big moment. Lucky number 13 for me. You know, again, you all really made that possible. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank every last one of you. This means the world to me. You guys just don't know, you know. Now the big question is, what are we doing today? Well, Alcoholics Anonymous allows me to celebrate up to 1 week. So we are going to hit a few meetings. We're going to try to get up to some of you in St. Louis. Who we got? Oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. That there, my friends, is Mrs. Soberman, my first sponsor, Soberman. That's his wife right there, giving a big congratulations. Let me tell you all, I mean, she's an amazing woman herself, fantastic woman, and I think the world of her. This is exciting, folks. Again, you know, 13 years, wow. And I story time, because there's a lot of you that enjoy the sober stories. Let me tell you all. When I walked into my very first AA meeting, it was real hilarious because I was you know, throw a gun in your face. You know, I was one of those real psychotic types. And when I went to go into my very first meeting, I actually got scared and had to. You know, I started to open the door, but then I pull it shut and start to put the key. That 3 times, and finally I told myself I'm going in. You know, and it was the best decision of my life because that was the night I met Soberman, and I could still go to that church and point the exact spot where I you know, asked Soberman to sponsor me. Now he doesn't sponsor me anymore, but we're still pretty doggone close. What does that one say? I can't.
Holy crap, I'm telling you. The first time I saw you sitting on my couch, I thought there's no way.
I want to let you know that I'm a peer recovery counselor for a particular individual here in our city. And it's just really having hardships going on and, you know, just not the best of environments. I moved from there and was recently in another situation where there was, you know, a lot of drug activity. And I myself, I don't do that, you know, anything hard drugs or anything like that. So it was a very weird experience having to be subjected to and exposed to what I was, and some things were happening at the time that were unsafe about 3 or 4 days ago. And I called everyone I could, and then I realized, well, Prince Magnum's got experience with this, and I called him up, and man, he harbored me, took me under his wing, and got me out of that situation. Yeah. And I'm really, really thankful for that.
Well, it was horrible. I will confess, Princess Faye's like, get over there and get him. Get him
horrible. There was people showing knives and my travels across Missouri. I came from California, West Coast for a visit. Dad's house burnt down. He was doing drugs. I got out of that situation, moved somewhere else, and it's just all these things were happening. Knives pulled on me, people being negative, and now, as a result, ultimately, I end up here with someone that is a very good influence. So I really want to thank you, man. Thank you very much for, and as well as Princess Faye, accepting me and my existence, and trusting in me to do the right thing as well.
Oh, I've got stories to tell. But you know, you guys, again, I want to thank everyone. My goodness, it looks like almost like the chat's exploding. And funny story about Mrs. Soberman talking about that. There was a lot of people that didn't think I was going to get sober, and as a matter of fact, Soberman himself, when he there's a joke behind my first AA meeting. I was sitting there, and sober man started talking, and he's like, "You're what, 18, 19?" And I was actually 26 when I got sober. And I started laughing. He said, "Okay, 20, 21." And I started laughing. I was like, "Now you're just, taking shots in the dark." He's like, "Okay, how old are you?" And I said, 26. And everyone's like, "No, you're not. No, you're not." And I'm like, "No, really, I am. No, really." And finally, someone said, I was like, "Well, here's my driver's license." And, like, "Oh, you don't have to do that." And well, one gal actually said that, well, I'm curious. And she looked at it. She said, "No, he really is 26 years old." And sober man actually thought that was a fake ID. It wasn't, obviously. After we sat down, we talked, but he was actually there with a different guy who got sober like 3 months before me, and he thought that guy was going to get sober, and I wouldn't. But it ended up being the other way around. And when sober man was actually a substance abuse counselor up at the Aquinas Treatment Center over in Farmington, he talked about that regularly, and it was just really. As a matter of fact, I would go in there as a speaker, and I would actually say, I would get to a certain point, and sober man is my counselor, and people would just cheer like crazy because he was such an inspiration there for so many people.
I won't be able to show her, but Galaxy is saying, congrats. She's too shy, but she's out here.
Yeah.
Kitty.
So just so you all know, she's here celebrating with us too. Tabor's around here somewhere.
I was going to say, yeah, this is a pet-friendly zone here on the Prince Magnum channel. I don't know if I want to finish the rest of it. This is supposed to be a really nice live stream. I'll behave myself.
So another cool thing, not to get off subject, was the extra-life.org. We are having Maverick Nation Team now, as well as, if Prince Magnum chooses to, can take the links from my channel, which are sponsorships that he's receiving, as if he chooses to.
Of course I will.
With Razer gaming gear, to get super deals with streamer perks for mice and keyboard. Origin PC, which is virtual reality ready computers. I mean, you can send this stuff into space. They're military grade, and they're great investments for a computer over a lifetime. And NVIDIA video cards. So in my efforts to game and do DIY projects for kids in need in my local community and hospitals, I got sponsored.
Which now John is now linked up the Prince Magnum channel for that sponsorship as well. And that means that now, I guess you could say, the Prince Magnum channel is going to the next level. And it's about time because, again, I'm just the spokesperson, if you will, for the Maverick Nation. I mean, again, there's a lot of people that it's all about, for them, it's the car stuff that they enjoy. It's, thank you, baby. You're amazing. I needed that. Wow. All right. Good old coffee. It's the DIY stuff. It's the romance. It's a little bit of everything. There's a little something on here for everybody, but especially for those that suffer from drug and alcohol addiction. This is sometimes, the inside track when you're a newcomer, or at least that was the attempt behind Sober Talk. And again, the inspiration behind Sober Talk obviously is Alcoholics Anonymous, and how it got its name. Again, I've got to give credit where credit is due. Sober Man is the inspiration behind even the title. So even though he hasn't sponsored me since I was 6 years sober, he's still a major, important inspiration in my life because, I mean, we went through some tough stuff. We went through some tough stuff together, and I'm just grateful that I had him as a sponsor and that sort of thing. And part of me, I probably need to give him a phone call, but that's another subject for another time. I think he knows what's coming.
If you want to ring him up right now, get it on live stream. Put him on speaker. Okay, with him first.
I don't know if he's ready for that. I don't think he'd be ready for that, but I think he knows what's coming next. We got to talk.
He should be asleep in bed.
But again, a lot of inspiration that I've had in Alcoholics Anonymous. Again, I'm going to say it. I don't do sobriety by myself. Okay, it takes 13 years didn't just, if I was to go into a meeting right now, I could easily say that someone at some point would ask the question, Prince Magnum, how did you do it? How'd you do it? And typically what a lot of people will say, we did it one day at a time. But I'm going to say that I had to do something each one of those days, even if it was just simply asking my own higher power that I understand but don't fully understand, just to get me through the day.
Galaxy has a lot to say about today.
Evidently, she's just as excited as the rest of us.
Might be another option for a resource for anybody looking for help to possibly bring to fruition a link for somebody to get hooked up with Alcoholics Anonymous.
That's real easy, okay? Nowadays, thanks to that fancy World Wide Web, getting to Alcoholics Anonymous is very easy because most districts nowadays and even areas, here in Missouri, we have 2 areas to choose from depending on where you live. Since where I live, it's Eastern area, and you can go on to a website now and get the information, list of meetings and groups all over the place. And there is actually a difference between a meeting and a group. A group is actually registered up in with AA World Services in New York, whereas a group just kind of meets and just kind of can kind of play it almost willy-nilly, if you will. It's pretty cool. Little fun facts there. And again, Alcoholics Anonymous is the program that I choose, but I will also be the first to say, if you also have a problem with other substances besides alcohol, Narcotics Anonymous is also there. Their 12 steps is almost exactly identical as AA's, and I've got nothing bad to say about them. I've actually sat in a couple of their meetings, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff, and so a big shout out to all of my brothers and sisters in Narcotics Anonymous, even though I don't go to Narcotics Anonymous. It's still, AA will always be my home,
There's an app called Meeting Guide that's very accurate, Mrs. Mary Maxon.
There you go. See, there's another good one. Another resource.
Meeting guide. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. People can hook people up with these resources to get that help that they need.
And again,
Miss Mary. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Mrs. Soberman showing through right then and there. Yes, indeedy. And again, also, when you can't get to a meeting now, thankfully to the World Wide Web.
Now,
We got to get my buddy Taver. This is my best buddy Taver.
Paper TV.
Yeah, just yeah.
Kitty cat. Meow.
Yes. He's my buddy. Oh, he's ready to get out of the shot. That's okay. That's okay.
Camera shy.
He camera shy today. Again, 13 years could not have happened without good people around. And again, the Prince Magnum channel now stepping up, getting into charity work even more than we did before. And of course, trying to raise the money to make the channel even better. And of course, Princess Faye still at the forefront of all of our work. And now we have Jammin' John and yes, indeed, Jammin' John sitting right over here. Now partnered with SketchSquadTV. Again,
Go check it out. Subscribe, and subscribe. We're sponsored.
Mm-hmm.
And we're helping other people get sponsored. It's not about my channel. It's about other channels.
Right.
And developing the live streams and helping them get sponsored by the correct avenues.
Yeah. So again, this is you guys were the ones that made this possible, made this working connection with the, and, again, my sobriety exists because of the simple fact that my sobriety exists because of all of you. I mean, at day's end, that's what it really boils down to. It's all of you that made it possible. So, again, I want to thank everybody who's been, who continues to keep propping me up and pushing me forward and telling me to keep going, Prince Magnum, keep on it going. You guys are awesome. How many times I got to say it? The Prince Magnum channel exists because of the Maverick Nation.
Just a quick heads up, we are at that 30-minute mark.
Okay, so we will be getting ready to shut down. Again, I want to thank every last one of you. We wanted to come on, do a quick Q&A, give some special shout-outs, tell you all that, we are moving forward. The Prince Magnum channel is taking leaps forward. And I want to thank you all. 13 years that's the longest I've ever stayed sober. And the funny and ironic thing about it is I didn't even think that I would even make 1 week. I remember that standing there in my first meeting, I said, I don't even think I could make 1 week. And here, and they said, can you just do it today? Can you just make today? I think I can do that. And amazingly enough, saying that, I will leave you all with a riddle that I like to leave newcomers in every now and again. That is, what is always coming but never seems to arrive, and that's tomorrow. So you never really have to worry about it. So that's pretty awesome if you ask me. Again, as we're getting ready to wind down and shut down this live stream, I want to thank everyone who was able to join us tonight. And if you weren't able to join us, I hope you check us out on the playback. Leave some positive feedback in the boxes below. You guys are awesome. All right. Be sure to check us out on Patreon. We have the Patreon account. If you're able to donate, it's always appreciated. If you can't, hey, it's understood. If you become a monthly subscriber, for $1 a month to become a monthly subscriber, you become a member of the High Mileage Club, not the high, totally different, in reference to Project Spirit's engine that has been going, all original mileage since 1975. That's really awesome. All the money from that goes back into Project Spirit or Project Lena. These things will happen regardless, but this just speeds up the process. Along with all of that, as you all know, you're able to follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. Since we don't have Twitter face, you don't have to worry about it. That's one of my favorites. Since this is a talk about sobriety, we usually like to end it a little bit more special than that. But before we get to the ending point, again, be sure to check out the links below. Again, the Prince Magnum channel is now affiliated with the Children's Miracle Network. We are also now affiliated with Extra Life Gaming. We're getting into all sorts of stuff. And, of course, now we're going to have merch. Wow. That is awesome.
Yeah, you guys can check out all the links for the t-shirts, hats and hoodies, coffee mugs, iPhone cases. There's tapestries and pillows. There's all kinds of things. It'll have the Maverick Nation logo on it. Those links will be below after we get done with the live stream and are able to write all that stuff and copy and paste all that stuff from my channel, which is SketchSquadTV, and helping others.
And be sure to, not only, if you're a member of the Maverick Nation, you definitely need to be affiliated with SketchSquadTV, because it's one of those things. Now, I guess you could say the partnership is just so exciting. We've been working together, just doing some really, really awesome stuff. So, again, I want to thank you all for, another year of propping me up and helping me get through this thing we call alcoholism, because without all of you, my story is just another story. So thank you all so much. And let's go ahead and end it in the proper manner, as we do with Sober Talk. And that is, at day's end, I hope all of you need me as much as I need you. Believe me, I need every last one of you out there. I'm still selfish. Okay, that's real. You know, I'm still selfish. So I need every last one of you. And as always, for all of you out there, for every last one of you, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what you're experiencing, if no one out there has told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.